You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. Whoa, you've hit your fury and kept it in. But it's time now, you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
Electric Boogaloo.
You see the truth behind the veil, and you know that they're just looking for attention. Oh, you don't let the ruthlessness prevail. Oh, it's time now, light your fires for ascension. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings and rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
Bittersweet and I'm walking slow. Sensitive, feel the afterglow. Looking for things that I can't control. Fear from my past cause it always shows. Do I wanna try? Can I let it go? Running from the past, wanting to be sure. Chaos in my mind, constant deja vu. But every time it comes back to you. Whoa, I'm still falling. Whoa, but it tastes bittersweet. Whoa, I keep on falling. Whoa, I like the taste of it.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Game Week 4 deadline stream. Thank you so much to everyone that's already come into the stream. This has been a much awaited deadline stream as it has been 2 weeks since the Game Week 3 and Game Week 4 break. It is so good to have FPL back and there is plenty to talk about with my team selection as well as any questions that you guys have in the chat as well. Get hyper, I'm not a fan of Man United, but I reckon Ronaldo is going to score more than one goal today. Yeah, it's going to be a great game to watch. It's going to be so good to have Ronaldo back in the Prem. It's so exciting to have him. Obviously one of the best players in the world. Alexander Bullock says, hi, Hammer, how's it going? Dweck says, hi, Hammer, how's it going? Stephen Moore, morning/evening on a wildcard show being Reece James, if I can afford to bench him this week. I have Trent, Tierney and Duffy to start with Livramento on the bench. Yeah, not a bad decision. Here's a slight rotation risk though. If you want to risk that rotation, not a bad play. Marcus says, evening mate, hello. How's it going? Jeffrey, who should I pick for midfield? Gray, Trincao or Odegaard? Tough decisions. I think probably either Gray or Trincao, maybe Gray. Since I can't get Jota in, I did Fernandes to Torres and Ings to Ronaldo. Yeah, that's definitely a nice transfer plan. Is DCL starting? Well, that is the question that we're aiming to answer in this live stream because at this point, Danny Ings is not going to be in the team and we're trying to decide whether we go for Raul Jimenez or Dominic Calvert-Lewin to replace him. So we're looking for any last minute news whether Calvert-Lewin's actually going to be fit to play or not. So if anyone could find any news about whether Calvert-Lewin is fit to play, we are looking at a lot of information to see where he is in terms of his injury standpoint. Is DCL? I have Son and Rafinha on bench and back 5. So Rafinha and all the Brazil players will be good to play for Game Week 4. So if you currently have any Brazil players on the bench, don't worry, they will be starting this week, so chuck them on the pitch. Greenwood start. I reckon Greenwood should be starting this week. Best midfielder under 6.9 mil. Tough decision. Rafinha at 6.5 now that he's playing is a great choice. Adama and Saar both at 6 mil, also very good value options. I have Bowen, Salah, Grealish, Jimenez. Yeah, that's good. I've seen a lot of people transferring Jimenez since he's been named as being fit to play. So I can see the temptation for him, especially with his great upcoming fixtures. Is it good to bring Ronaldo, Lukaku and Antonio? Yeah, not a bad play. Double premium is a bit risky because it takes a bit out of the rest of the squad. But I definitely think it's a good play. They've got great fixtures this week in Game Week 4. What do you think of Kane as captain? Not a bad play. I guess he's got a great fixture this week. He's just got to come into form, really. Is the main thing. Hey, mate, who would you put in your team if you're wildcarding? My head is all over the place. Yes, there's a lot of good options. I think I'd have a Wolves defender. I'd have probably an Arsenal defender. I'd still stick with the Alexander-Arnold and Shaw combination. You could go for a Chelsea defender in there as well. And then I think as a forward line, you could go for Ronaldo, Antonio, and Calvert-Lewin if he's fit. Lukaku versus second Aston Villa keeper. Yeah, it's going to be a good game for Lukaku, I feel. Villa at home, and they don't have Martinez. I think it could be a nice day for Chelsea there. Sal Fernandes, we've already played 2 transfers this game week, so we're not going to take a hit to get rid of Fernandes. We have to go with him now because we've still got Ings on the team. Ings is the priority transfer out. How about Troy for Wolves? Yeah, he's going to be a good choice for sure. We were looking to bring him in, but we've gone with Jota to bring in Jota instead of Traore. Because I feel Jota should be getting 3 starts in his next 3 matches and could be getting plenty of points. Marcelo or Cody? I think I'm slowly leaning towards Cody. I think Marcel's starting minutes are a bit unsure with Aït-Nouri can take some minutes off him there. So I think if you just play it safe for the 4.5 option in Cody. Also, Marcel's not the most prolific from an attacking standpoint. Do you think Brentford can beat Brighton later? Because I'm scared to use Pinnock and want to use Basuma. I'd probably use Pinnock over Basuma for sure in that game. KDB will play or sub. I think he might get subbed on. I think he will make an appearance in Game Week 4, that's for sure. But I think he will get subbed on. Best midfielder under 9 million. Diogo Jota is looking very nice at the moment at 7.6. Greenwood at 7.7 is also a nice choice. DSL seen in training, so he might play. I don't know how many minutes though. Yeah, it's true. He has trained, and Benitez says he was training well, but he's still not fully fit. I'm hoping that he can start. Who's Ings leaving for on your team? We're thinking either Calvert-Lewin or Jimenez. Also, guys, let us know in the poll who you guys are captaining for Game Week 4. I do think it's going to be neck and neck with Salah and Ronaldo this week. Semedo or Reece James, maybe just Semedo since Reece James isn't playing in Game Week 4. Then you can switch to Reece James in Game Week 7. Should I captain Salah, Bruno or Antonio? Let us know in the poll. It could really go either way. It just comes down to personal preference. Thoughts on bringing in Spurs defenders? Not a bad decision. They've got a very solid defence at the moment, so I can't see why not. Who are we captaining? I'll show you the team at the moment, how it's lining up. The captaincy armband is currently sitting on Mo Salah, and the vice on Bruno Fernandes. Should I keep Barnes for one more week? I'd probably look to sell Barnes now. I think it's probably the right time to transfer him out. We did transfer out Barnes this week. Would you be in Calvert-Lewin for Richarlison and Traore Torres for Barnes? Yep, I think they're good transfer plans. What do you think about buying Christensen from the Chelsea defence and relying on him? I do think he's fairly nailed. I think he's still got a very solid chance of starting every game. So for $500,000 cheaper than Rudiger, I think could be a good choice. This is my team. Sanchez, Trent, Shaw, Tanganga, Duffy, Bruno, Salah, Greenwood, Jota, Benrahma, Antonio, subs, Foster, Ayling, Scarlett, Bafemi. Nice. I'd look to bring in a couple more strikers, but otherwise it's a very nice team. Jimenez or DCL, that is actually the decision we are trying to make at the moment. We still want to get rid of Ings from the team before the deadline, so we will be locking in that transfer on stream. Jerome says, buy Jimenez. I've bought him in for this week, but I have DC already, so I think both are great. Prediction, Leicester versus Man City. I'm saying it could be like a 3-2 to Man City. I reckon that's going to be a very exciting game to watch. Leicester definitely could win that game as well. It could go really either way. Should I get Suchik out for a -4? Could be worth it, yeah. He's looking to go down in price over the coming weeks. Will Edison play? Now that Brazil players are allowed to play, I do think he will be getting a start. Is Regon worth getting, as I already have Ayling, Shaw and Trent? It's obviously a very strong defence. I mean, you could go for Regon if you would like. I can't. Spurs defenders are decent at the moment. I'm going to bring in Ronaldo next week. Yep, good play. I think, obviously, Ronaldo's going to be a great option for this week, but if you have to take too many minus hits, then there's no reason why you just can't bring him in next week. Do you think DCL will be fit? It's tough to say at the moment. I think he probably will start. But I'm just looking at any more team use in terms of DCL, whether he's going to be able to go to start or not. Is the ban off for Brazilian players? Yes, there is no more ban for any Brazilian players. So if you have any Brazilian players in the team, don't worry. They will be playing this week. Benrahma will explode this season. Trust the Algerians. Yeah, Benrahma's made a good start to the season so far. Should I keep Wilson now and play Ings, as I have taken the price fall to get in one of DCL or Jimenez? I have one free transfer. I probably... Obviously, Wilson is going to be away this week. And Ings is probably going to blank against Chelsea, so it's a tough decision. I think I'd probably look to bring in either DCL or Jimenez with that one free transfer. Shaw, Cody Sanchez or Semedo, Dyer, Jose Sarr. Probably Shaw, Cody Sanchez. I've activated my wildcard. Should I stick with Benrahma? Yeah, I think Benrahma is still going to be a good pick. Is Son unlikely to play? Yeah, it looks Son looks like Son is most likely not going to play. Is it possible Ronaldo will definitely start? It's possible Ronaldo will start. I think he's probably more likely to start. Although Ole said that he would be on the pitch at some point, which sort of hints the fact that he won't be starting, but I feel like it's unlikely that he won't start. I think he should be coming on to play that from minute 1. Shaw and Sanchez the goalie, and Cody and Semedo and Dyer and Jose Sarr. I'm on a wild card and I chose the second option, but I can always go back. Yeah, I think that you've gone with the right choice there. Alright, good everyone. I'm taking over for a bit. Is it crazy to go with Aubameyang? Perhaps, yes. I mean, Aubameyang's just been in shambles for the past couple of years now. He's got so much potential, Aubameyang. Like, him in a good team will be, like, exceptional. But with him in the Arsenal side with pretty average players, it just does not suit him. Is it crazy to go with? Oh, but I think it's a bit. Oh, it's a bit risky. Does it make sense to take a -4 hit from Ronaldo, Rafinha, and Bruno / Tony out? I think so. I think it's worth going for a -4 hit there. Arnold, Shaw, Cody, Jota, Salah, Torres, Ronaldo, and Antonio, and DCL and Sanchez. Nice team. Is Lukaku a good shout for captaincy? I definitely think he's one of the top captaincy picks now for sure. He's obviously not on the poll at the minute, but I do see him being a very good captaincy choice. Is Torres going to be benched? I think he should be okay to start. De Bruyne should be coming back into the team to play some minutes. I'm not too sure if Foden is going to appear in this match. He was in training. Transferred out Iheanacho, Fernandez, transferred in Greenwood and Ronaldo. How is it? Yep, that's a good transfer plan. I like it. Should I take a -4 for Simicast, Semedo, Wilson to Richarlison, or do I just play Gilmore? I think it's worth taking that -4. I think that's definitely worth.
Play Happy Gilmore.
Cavani is not in the matchday squad. Surely that means Ronaldo starts, Martial benched. Yep, I think so. That is probably the right thing to happen. Are you convinced that Traore is a good option? I do think he's a good option, yeah, for sure. I definitely think he's a good choice. He's just got to start. He's just got to start converting his chances. He's got some of the best underlying numbers out of any player so far. So, I think with the easier fixtures, it should give him a chance to start putting away his chances. Should I get Bruno or Salah out for this week to get Ronaldo in? I think I would get Bruno out, Duffy or Pinnock. In terms of starting, I'd probably start Duffy. Rafinha and Shaw or Greenwood and Ayling. Probably Greenwood and Ayling, I think. Is it a good idea to keep Benrahma for this week and change him to Rafinha next week? Yep, 100% that's a good idea. Amati, Simicast, Shaw, Trent and Ayling. Midfield, Mahrez, Benrahma, Rafinha, Bruno, Salah. Attack, Antonio Wilson, Obafemi. I have one free transfer. I'd probably look to get rid of Mahrez, as since the Brazilian players are allowed to play, I would expect Jesus to hold that right wing position and Mahrez will get benched once again. Any good mids for 5.8 mil? Probably Damari Gray from Everton's looking like a nice pick. Kane to Ronaldo for a -4. I can see that being a good move. Ronaldo for Ings and Greenwood Jota for Bruno. Gives you -0.2 and -0.1 respectively. That's frustrating because I think that's going to be the transfer plans that a lot of managers want to make. If anyone has any news on Calvert-Lewin's availability, we are still waiting on what's happening with that. Calvert-Lewin will 80% start. I think it's tough to say really at the moment. Calvert-Lewin was obviously in training as well. All I'm going to say is Scott Carson is starting. I think Edison may take it off him. But it'd be funny if Carson starts. Replacement for Wilson and Son got 0.2 in the bank. For Wilson, I think you got Jimenez, DCL are nice choices. And Son, you could really go down to any midfielder that you would like. Show wildcard this week. I'm only really looking to change 2 players. No, hold off the wildcard if you're only making 2 changes. I think it could be worthwhile saving it for game week 7 or 8 or even game week 15. Attack, Ronaldo, Antonio, Scarlett. Midfield, Salah, Jota, Benrahma, Torres, Greenwood. Defense, Shaw, Alonso, Rudiger, Livramento, and Williams. Goalkeepers, Sanchez and Begovic. Any improvements? Wildcard, by the way. I like the team. I do like the team. Maybe you could go for a 3-forward formation because it gives you slightly more flexibility. Also, guys, if you haven't liked the stream already, there is already 82 people watching, so we'll try and get this one up to 50 likes. So if you guys are enjoying the stream so far, then give it a like. We'll try and get up to 50. Should I wildcard this week for Ronaldo? I'm only really looking to change 2 players. No, all good. How long will Duffy play? Essentially, until other defenders come back into the team. I think Duffy maybe 2 weeks. Should be okay, 2 or 3 weeks. Shaw or Dean? Tough decision. Probably leaning slightly towards Shaw for this great Newcastle at home fixture. Antonio, Ronaldo, Trent, Greenwood, whom to captain? I'm thinking Ronaldo's a nice choice. If you got Ronaldo in there, I think it could be a good pick. Thoughts on taking a -4, Pogba out, Jota in? Yeah, I think that's probably worth it. Take a -4 if you need to change 2 players. Fair call. Bamford, Richarlison, or Jimenez? Probably Jimenez, I reckon. Should I get Shaw or Chelsea defender on wildcard? If you're on a wildcard, you could just go Shaw for the next 3 weeks and then switch to a Chelsea defender after that. Maybe he's the best play. Jota for Son and Brandon Williams for Simicast for -4. It's not too bad. I wouldn't look. I'd be looking to get Son out to be for sure. Salah, Jota, Rafinha, Traore, and Torres with 1.6 in the bank. Anyone worth upgrading? I think that's a great midfield. Greenwood or Jota? I think Jota might be slightly better for the next 3 weeks because he will be playing in striker and Greenwood will be playing out wide. And I think Ronaldo is going to be taking plenty of shots. So I think Greenwood will be mainly assisting now, not scoring. So having a look at the team here, I'm most likely looking to bring in Calvert-Lewin unless there's any changes in team news or anything. He's probably going to be the preferred option in. I am tossing up between Jimenez and Calvert-Lewin for that striker position at the moment. We'll still have 1.7 in the bank, so it allows us to go next week. Potentially we can bring in Ronaldo for a -4 next week. That leaves us with 5.7. We can go for Gray if we want to. That's probably looking like the transfer plan. Obviously, if we go for Jimenez instead of Calvert-Lewin, it will allow us to upgrade Gray to someone like a Rafinha. But it's at the moment we are looking to bring in Calvert-Lewin. Any news on DCL? It looks like he's an 80% chance to start. He was obviously not fully fit, but he also didn't play fully fit in Game Week 3, and he has played not fully fit a couple of times already. I think he's probably looking to start. It's tough to say though. He was obviously in training, and there was a lot of praise from Benitez on his work ethic. So it's a decent fixture as well against Burnley at home. So it is tempting to get him in. I'm bringing in Carson and starting him over Sanchez as he's guaranteed to start because of COVID for Zach Steffen and ban for Ederson. There is no longer a ban for all Brazil players, so don't worry about if you're not concerned about whether Brazil players are going to play or not. They all should definitely play as the ban has been lifted. So make sure if you've got the Brazil players and you're thinking about benching them, make sure you start them. Jimenez for Wilson and Jesus for Mahrez for a -4. I think I go Jimenez for Wilson. In terms of Jesus and Mahrez, I keep Jesus in. Ederson is not banned. Yes, that is correct. Is Christensen nailed? I do think he is fairly nailed, to be honest. I think if Chelsea play a back 5, it'll be Schalabart, Christensen, and Rudiger. So I think Christensen and Rudiger are the 2 preferred centre-back options, and they go from there. DCL is training with pain, never a good sign. I'd avoid him. It's a tough choice, but he's played through injury before multiple times. Ronaldo, Torres, Jota, and Livramento in for Mahrez, Tony Fernandes, and Simicast for -8. Obviously, -8's not ideal, but I wouldn't necessarily take a -hit just to bring in Livramento for Simicast. I'd probably just take the -4, Ronaldo, Torres. Oh yeah, I guess you get 2 free transfers. I think I'd just go Ronaldo, Torres, Jota in for Mahrez, Tony Fernandes. Calvert-Lewin worth bringing in for Ings? I think so. I don't back in Ings to get points over the next 4 weeks. So it's either going to be Jimenez or Calvert-Lewin. Let me know, guys. What do you guys think? Should we go Jimenez or should we go Calvert-Lewin in for Ings? Who are you captain today? I'll show the team. At the minute, we've got Salah on captaincy. I think if Ronaldo plays, Bruno won't be getting as many points, and Ronaldo is projected to get Salah is projected to get the most points for Game Week 4. Jimenez or Bamford wildcard option. I'll probably go for Jimenez. Ajinka says DCL. Yeah, good call. I think DCL might be slightly better. Will DCL be back for Burnley? I think he should. Adama in a 3-4-3 or Luke Shaw in a 4-3-3. It's a tough decision. I think they're both very good options. Richarlison or DCL? Probably DCL. Ace says Jimenez. Kane or Lukaku? Probably Lukaku. Kane to Ronaldo or keep Kane. I'd look to bring in Ronaldo, to be honest. Unless you have to take a minus here, it's a tough decision. It could go either way. The good thing is also, Everton are playing in the last match of the game week. So it does give him the maximum possible time to recover from injury for that game. So that's a good sign. Start Rafinha or Cody this week. I guess Cody's got the better fixture. Not saying that Rafinha can't score. If Carson is not starting, I'm starting Begovic. Kane or Lukaku. Probably Lukaku. Sanchez or Raya for a 4.5 keeper. I think if you've already got Sanchez, I'd hold Sanchez. I think Brighton probably have a slightly higher chance of a clean sheet than Brentford. It still could go either way that game. I think it could be potential where both teams score. Best 6.5 midfielder expects Rafinha. Yep. I think you got that one there. I think Rafinha is probably the best 6.5. Lukaku or DCL, I think Lukaku's the better choice. Semedo or Rudiger. You could go Semedo for the next 3 and then switch to Rudiger after that. Not a bad play. Also, guys, if you haven't liked the stream, we are on 30 likes at the moment, and we can try and get the likes up to 50. There is over 100 people watching in a minute. So if you guys are enjoying the stream, give it a like. Also, make sure you chuck a vote on the poll who you guys are captaining for Game Week 4. Also, we haven't got Lukaku up there on the captaincy option. If you guys are thinking about captaining Lukaku, put it in the comments as well. I already have Antonio and DCL. Who should I bring in for Ings? I'm leaning towards Jimenez at the moment with those good fixtures. Mopay to replace Ings. That's one that we haven't really considered. Mopay always has some nice underlying numbers. He has some okay fixtures coming up. If we have a look at Brighton's fixtures here, I mean, Brentford away is a nice fixture. Leicester at home, not the best. Then he's got Crystal Palace, Arsenal, Norwich. So they've got decent fixtures up until game week 8. On a wild card, do I bring in Dyer just for this week, or do I play double Brighton defence instead? And bring in Ayling against Liverpool, but good fixtures coming. I think I'd probably just go for the double Brighton, and then bring in Ayling after that. Fernandes to Jota, Ings to Ronaldo, Tsimikas to Cody for -4. Those are looking like very nice transfers. Those would be probably two of the most popular transfers is the Fernandes to Jota and Ings to Ronaldo. Do you think Pereira will start? Good question. I'll have a look at Leicester's predicted starting lineup. -8 or wild card. It's tough to say. Is deadline 8:30 Oz time? Deadline's 8 PM Australian time, which is where we are at the moment. Captain Lukaku or Ronaldo? That is such a tough choice. Either a good choice is really... It's hard to say. Maybe Ronaldo with Newcastle at home, but also Martinez is away for Villa. I think they'll both get returns, to be honest. Maybe with the potential that Ronaldo will come off the bench, I do think he's going to start. Tough to say. Ferran Torres or Pogba? Probably Ferran Torres. I think Pogba won't be getting too many attacking returns now. Kane to Ronaldo or keep Kane? It's hard to hold faith in Kane when there's so many other good premium options. If we're looking at Spurs fixtures here, Crystal Palace away is nice, and Kane does tend to do well against Crystal Palace. Then Chelsea at home is difficult. Then Arsenal away is somewhat difficult. 7 and 8 are good fixtures. I think you maybe just go Ronaldo for the next couple. Best Wolves defender, either Semedo or Cody, I'm thinking. Are you sure about Ronaldo starting? I'm not 100% certain. I think it's more likely that he starts than doesn't start. But I'm saying right now, I would not be surprised if he comes off the bench. Are you captaining Salah or Bruno? At the moment, we've got the captaincy on Salah. Jimenez for Wilson and Jesus for Morris for -4. Yep, good play. Torres or Traore? I think Traore would be a better long-term option than Torres. I think Torres is probably good for the next 2 to 3 weeks. But after that, Traore will probably score more points as Ferran Torres does get rotated. Ings and Bruno out for CR7 and Jota for -4. Would you do it? Yep. That is a very nice transfer plan. Andy from Let's Talk FPL is quite confident that Ronaldo will start. Well, yeah, he's obviously a big Manchester United fan, so I trust him that Ronaldo would start. As I said, I think Ronaldo is more likely to start than get benched. Alan with a 0.1 price rise or Gilmore. I'd probably just go for a 4.5 midfielder. You could go Sissoko, Gilmore, anyone that you like, but I wouldn't spend 4.6 mil on a midfielder you're just going to bench. Torres, Greenwood, or Jota for Wilson and Mahrez. It's tough. Probably Greenwood, Jota. I think Jota, and then you can either go Torres or Greenwood from there. What do you think of Sykes? He's very attacking forwards. I don't see why no one mentions him with Semedo. He scored recently, but not in the Prem. Yeah, Sykes is mainly just a threat from corners. Like, obviously from watching Wolves for a few seasons now, most of his goals are from corners. I mean, for 5 million or so at that price, Semedo might... I'm not too sure about Semedo's attacking potential in terms of assists. So, if you are tossing up between Semedo and Sykes, I can see why Sykes is a more tempting option. Because I think, in the long term, I think Sykes could actually outscore Semedo in terms of attacking returns just from headers from corners. Benrahma, Rafinha, Sarr or Traore. That's a very tough decision. I think Rafinha, now that he's listed to play, is a nice choice. And then Benrahma's in form, probably go for him. There's no question Ronaldo starts. Ollie ain't that foolish. Yeah, he does. He keeps his cards close to his chest in his press conferences. That's for sure. But I think he's definitely more likely to start. Need a midfielder. Have 4.8 left in the bank. Who should I get? For 4.8 million midfielder, I just go for a 4.5 Sissoko or something. Cheers for your answer to my question about Ings and Bruno. No worries, mate. All good. Do you think Antonio will make a record and become the first player to score an assist in the first 4 games? Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. He's got a nice fixture this week, Southampton away. I think there's going to be goals in that game. West Ham are just a good team to watch at the moment because there's goals against them and they're scoring plenty of goals as well. So I wouldn't put it past him. Harry Boy Moller. Are you the Harry Boy Moller that went to AIS in Singapore? Who do you reckon will win the league this year? Golden Boot. League, I'd say Man City. Golden Boot, Ronaldo or Salah? Harry, let me know. Are you the Harry Bomola that went to AIS? Let me know. I've seen hundreds of people make that exact move for transfer. Yeah, I think that is the 2 most popular moves. Alonso and Diaz or Diaz and Laporte. I wouldn't go double Man City defense. If I'm going to go for a Chelsea defender, I'd go Rudiger. I'll go back to the question. Do you think Pereira will start? I'll just check here. Leicester's starting predicted lineup. Fix have got Pereira at an 84% chance to start, so I'd say yes. Harry Moore. Yeah, bro, who's this? Jack. Do you remember Jack? I left in, what's that, year 8? Axford. Are you still in Sydney, by the way? That's actually sick. There's no way that you're in Australia. That's so sick. I don't like Bruno very much, but I have most of those players. I'm going to buy Rafinha next week. Good play. Thought Sanchez, Shaw, Rudiger, Dean, Troy, Salah, Torres, Jota, DC, Antonio, CR7. That's a nice draft. That's very good. Is 3 West Ham players starting too much? Everyone said that triple West Ham at the start of the season wouldn't go well, but it has gone well so far. If I could get rid of any West Ham player in my team, it would probably be Sofal. And then just get rid of Antonio when he's injured. Jimenez for Wilson -4. What do you have, Ronaldo and Jota? Yo, I'm with Marcus as well. Yo, say hi to Marcus for me. That's actually sick. Are you in Melbourne? Yeah, we are in Melbourne at the moment. Greenwood and Jimenez or Jota and Aspi. Who do you think will get more points? I'm thinking Greenwood and Jimenez. Should I transfer Benrahma to Rafinha this week or next week? Go next week. Wildcard keeper Begovic, defenders Shaw, Trent, Reguilon, Cody, midfielders Traore, Jota, Salah, Benrahma, forwards Antonio, Ronaldo, bench Sanchez, Duffy, Allen, Bamford. Improvements. I wouldn't bench Bamford. If you have Bamford, I'd definitely be looking to play him. Otherwise, you could drop down to a 4.5 forward and then upgrade one of your starting players. Who do you think will do better, Reguilon or Semedo, just for this game week? Just for this game week, I'd say Reguilon, because Watford have still looked decent, and obviously playing away is tricky. Both Spurs and Wolves are playing away, but Spurs' defence is looking fairly solid. So by that, can you recommend some good fullbacks other than Trent, Shaw or Alonso? I think once Reece James comes back, he'll be a good option. Semedo. I think Semedo for Wolves could be a nice choice there as well with their fixtures. Ailing for Leeds at 4.5 is good value. He doesn't offer too much attacking potential. Should I bench Reece James when he plays Man City and Tottenham, or just rotate him for those two? Chelsea's defence is good. I may be bench against City and potentially play against Tottenham. Is Christensen locked? I think he is. I do think he is. I think Chelsea, if they play a back two, it'll be him and Rudiger. If they play a back three, it'll be Christensen, Rudiger, Chalobah. Vice captain Salah or Antonio? I'd probably go Salah captain, Antonio vice captain. Bench or transfer Son? I would probably transfer Son. Traore or Sarr? I'm leaning towards Traore out of those two. Any idea who I should replace Wilson for? Probably Calvert-Lewin or Jimenez are the two forwards at the minute that look good. Will Rafinha be starting this week? He will be starting this week, yeah. Please help me for an 8.5 forward. Probably Calvert-Lewin at that price. Around that price would be good. Is Ronaldo starting? I think more than likely Ronaldo will start. He's probably an 80% chance to start, I'd say. Mahrez or Jota? I'd probably go for Jota of the two. Should I replace Torres with Grealish since Grealish is bound to start more games? I'd hold on to Torres at the moment. I think I'd keep him for the next 3 and then look to move out the City assets with Foden and De Bruyne coming back in, because there's definitely going to be a lot more rotation when those two come back into the team. So at the moment, we are looking... Calvert-Lewin is the nice choice in here for Danny Ings. I'm still trying to find any more information that could lead to Calvert-Lewin starting. I think he probably will be starting this week, but I just want to make sure that's confirmed. I'd probably say it's an 80% chance to start Calvert-Lewin. Hey bro, thoughts on putting the captain armband on Lukaku against Martinez less? Yep. If you're tossing up between Salah and Lukaku, maybe Lukaku's the better choice. Who should I give the captaincy to? Ronaldo, Kane, Antonio, Salah. Probably Ronaldo. Ings or Bamford? Bamford, Traore or Trincao? Probably Traore. Ronaldo or Salah captain? Ronaldo for that home fixture. Does Torres start? I think he will start this week, but in the coming weeks after that, I think he will start to get benched. Good replacement for Son. You could pretty much go any midfielder in the game. Jota's good for the next 3. Greenwood's good. Ferran Torres is also good. There's plenty of flexibility there. Jimenez for Wilson for a -4. I guess you could, because Jimenez has got good fixtures after game week 4. It's hard to say if Jimenez will get a return against Watford to make it instantly worth a -4, but I think over time maybe it's worth. Have a huge doubt about Ronaldo starting, probably bringing Lukaku and captain instead of Salah, then bringing Ronaldo back in next week. I do think Ronaldo is more likely to start than not start. Jesus or Ings? I'm leaning towards Gabriel Jesus at the moment. I think he will be starting now that all the Brazil players have been allowed back. So Gabriel Jesus could be the go. What are your thoughts about Pukki as a differential? I think there might be better differentials like Jimenez. I'm not too convinced on Pukki's underlying numbers haven't been the best. Best 7 mil midfielder, expect Torres or Rafinha. I'd agree. I think Torres and Rafinha are the best options there. Will Brighton keep a clean sheet? It's tough to say. I think playing away now, it's very difficult to get clean sheets in the Prem. So potentially Brentford may score.
No, nothing's not. I need to lock team post.
Awesome.
I forgot about it. I was looking at private jets with Dad,
Yeah.
and looking at Gulfstream 700.
Yeah.
Like you order it now, it gets sent to you by 2025.
How much?
Yeah, we'll get to that. It's brand new, like insane cockpit, like the newest Gulfstream there is.
I have a feeling Ronaldo will score 2 or a hat-trick today. He could do a Bruno Fernandes first home game of the season, just go off.
Plus 78 million.
It'd be very painful, especially for me, since we don't have Ronaldo, and if he just goes big. Wildcard team back on Sofel, Simono, Dyer, Rafinha, Dele Alli, Salah, Torres, Lukaku, Antonio Silva, 7 bench, Basuma, Livramento, Duffy. Nice team.
Your computer's falling.
Will DCL start? I'd say an 80% chance of starting roughly. I think he's got maximum time to recover from his injury, and he does play through injury fairly frequently. If we just compare, we'll go Calvert-Lewin real quick. We'll just have a look at his fixtures from game week 4. I'd say game week 4 up until game week 11, still decent fixtures for Everton, and he's on penalties as well. Especially from game week 4 to 9. After that, Wolves away is difficult, Spurs a bit tricky, City away, that's definitely very difficult. Brentford away is nice, Liverpool, Arsenal. So really from game week 10 to 15, it isn't the most ideal fixtures for Everton. Whereas if we look at Jimenez, if we look at his fixtures from game week 4 to 9, which is most likely when we're going to keep Calvert-Lewin for, he's probably got better fixtures. He would be more of a long-term option all the way up until game week 14. But I think since Calvert-Lewin is good until game week 9, that's still a long span of time we can have him in the team. Is it safe to go with Alonso long-term, or will Chua play instead? I think Chua will start to take more minutes off Alonso in the coming game weeks. Who is your replacement for Ings? We're looking at either Calvert-Lewin or Jimenez at the minute. I'm leaning towards Calvert-Lewin. I think he should be back from his injury, and he's produced better underlying numbers than Jimenez. Jimenez, being a Wolves fan and watching plenty of the games, Jimenez has looked off it. His touch has been off. He's only registered 1 shot on target. His shots are flying everywhere. And his positioning, it doesn't look great based on the eye test. He is playing fairly shallow. But he has got great fixtures, and he can easily just turn it around.
Is Danny Ings staying in us? We're going to bring in DCL this week.
With DCL. Schofield, Duffy, or Rafinha? Probably Rafinha, I guess. I'm assuming you already have Sanchez in goals. Sarr or Traore? I'm liking Adama Traore slightly more. Sanchez, Foster, Dunk, Wan-Bissaka, Ayling, Livramento, White, Son, Benrahma, Greenwood, Bruno Mars, Antonio, Ings, Wilson. Not wildcarding for sure. 2 free transfers left. I look to get rid of Ings, and I'd like to have a Trent Alexander-Arnold in there. But in terms of prioritising players that will not play, I'd get rid of Ings and Mahrez. And you could probably downgrade Mahrez to like a 6 mil. That gives you 3 mil. You could probably go Ings up to a premium option there.
Who's Calvert-Lewin got this week?
Burnley. Sanchez and Steele or Sarr and Foster. I'm on a wild card. Probably Sarr and Foster. Jota and DCL for Mahrez and Wilson -4. Yep. Good transfers. I think Mount will be rested for Sal. I also think Ronaldo will start. Ollie won't play Marshall ahead of him. I think Ronaldo will start, but I'm not sure Mount will be rested. He's been in good form so far this season. Hwang Yi-chan might be a good option for Wolves as well. I think he's just going to get benched and come off the bench for Jimenez. I think he's not going to get many starting minutes unless Wolves change formation to a 2 forwards formation, which I don't necessarily see them doing because we've got good wingers. Whether that be Traoré, Podence, Trincao and Neto when he comes back from injury. Is Richarlison is a good choice for a forward, or is Jesus better? Jesus is better. I wouldn't say Richarlison's the best choice. At that price, you could probably go for Jimenez. Triple captain Ronaldo. If you back him in, but I'd probably wait for a double game week. I feel like there will be a couple of triple captains played on Ronaldo. Is Ronaldo a must? What about Wolves players? I think Ronaldo would be nice to have in the team for the next 3 weeks. He's not a must, since there is other good premium options. What about Wolves players? If you're on a wild card, it should be good to get a Wolves player in. Also, if you're on a wild card, I would like to have Ronaldo in. Jota and DCL for Mahrez and Wilson. Nice transfer plans. Jesus or Richarlison. Probably Jesus, because he's putting more points on the board, but I think he will start to get rotated fairly soon. Lukaku, Gray, Barama, or Mount, Jota, and DCL. I have Ronaldo and Salah with either 3. It's tough. Probably Lukaku, Gray, Benrahma. Both are very good choices, to be fair. Ings replacement should be Calvert-Lewin, Jimenez, maybe Bamford there as well. Show wild card and do Ronaldo in for Ings, Jota in for Bruno. Cresswell in for Tsimikas and Sissoko in for Suchet. Yep. I think that's a nice play. Ronaldo is not a must if you have other Man United players. That's true. If you've got Greenwood, you could somewhat cover that United attack. Jota and DCL for Mahrez and Wilson. Nice. Torres or Mount. It's a tough decision. I might go Torres and for the next 3 and then switch to those Chelsea players game week 7. Aiden all good. Start Madison or Canos. Madison hasn't produced the best numbers, but neither is Canos. So Madison's got the harder fixture. He did score against City last time, so maybe Madison, but not the best options. Son out. Yeah, it could be worthwhile getting rid of Son now because he's going to be out for game week 4 most likely. And I think there is better premium options. Torres over Matt till game week 7. Yeah. That's the play. Matters is hot trash. Yeah, I think he's not worth for 6.8 mil. I think you'd probably look to get rid of one of those players. Sarr and Cody or Sanchez and Semedo. I think I wouldn't go double up on Wolves defense. So maybe Sanchez and Semedo. Why you got to ignore my question? Oh, there's so many questions coming in the chat. I'm sorry if I can't get to every single question, but I'm trying. Which is best for captain? Torres, Antonio, Mane, Greenwood? Choices. I'm thinking Antonio or Mane. Antonio's been in great form. I see Mount being rested for Sal. To be honest, he will make his debut this week surely. It's tough to bench Mount for Sal because he's been one of the better Chelsea midfielders. Barnes or Torres? Definitely Torres. Any updates on DCL? I think he's more... He's obviously in training. He's not fully fit. I think he's slightly more likely to start than not to start. I'm saying roughly an 80% chance DCL starts. He said Son out. Yeah. Son out for game week 4.
Apart from bench orders.
Salah or Lukaku captain? I think I'd probably go for Lukaku. He's got a great fixture, Villa at home. I think in terms of captaincy, it's good to prioritise the home fixtures. Obviously, we've gone with Salah as captain over Fernandes, even though Fernandes got the home fixture. But with Ronaldo coming in, I think it makes Salah slightly more tempting. Will Calvert-Lewin play today? He's got his game on, I think it's Monday UK time. It's Tuesday Australia time. But it's the last game of the gaming, so he's got the maximum possible time to recover. He tends to recover from injuries fairly well in terms of being able to play through injuries. He did play through an injury in Game Week 3 and he still got himself a goal there, so I think I'd back him in. Best 8.5 mil midfielder or below can't be Jota. In that case, Greenwood, Torres are good. Salah, Jota, Lukaku, Benrahma, Antonio. Whom should I make captain and vice captain? I'm liking Lukaku captain, Salah vice captain there.
You say that. I'm not posting it. You say that.
Oh. Also, guys, we're only 5 followers away from 200 on Twitter. If you guys want to see more content from FPL, then head over there and follow us on Twitter. Also, can we get this stream to 50 likes? 1 away now. Over 100 people watching. That is the goal. Sanchez, Foster, Dunk, Wan-Bissaka, Ayling versus White, Son, Benrahma, Bruno, Mahrez, Antonio, Ings, Wilson. Not wildcarding for sure. 2 free transfers left. I look to get rid of Ings and Mahrez. Son and Ings out, Gray and Lukaku in suggestions. Yep, that's a nice transfer plan. No money for Jota unless -8, so should I get Torres or do -8? I wouldn't necessarily take a -8 for Jota. So I'd try and take the least amount of minus hits possible and maybe just go for Torres.
Oh, wait, Jurgen Klopp.
Can't solve this. Greenwood or Jota or Torres. I probably think Jota is the best option out of Greenwood, Jota, Torres.
1 minute ago from Liverpool. Get the team on both sides.
That's all time, but of course, it's not good as well. So, but we again, we are not influential. Have we tried what we could do to bring the players out as quick as possible to get with other clubs? Obviously, Ray Huff did here.
Lukaku, Gray, Torres, Shaw, or DCL, Rafinha, Jota, Trent, both with Ronaldo. Probably Shaw, DCL, Rafinha, Jota, Trent. Region or Shaw. I'm liking Shaw for the next 3. I mean, Spurs have probably got the better chance at clean sheets. Game Week 4 is a great fixture for Manchester United. And Luke Shaw, he even in the internationals for England, he looked very threatening there as well. He's putting a lot of free kicks into the box. He's just got to translate that into points for Manchester United, really.
Look at the ad we got on the videos.
Should I wildcard and do Ronaldo in for Ings, Jota in for Bruno, Cresswell in for Simicast, and Sissoko in for Suchek? Or should I just leave the wildcard and get Jimenez in for Ings? It's a tough decision. You can probably hold the Cresswell in for Simicast transfer. You can probably hold the Sissoko in for Suchek transfer as well. So in that case, you can just go Ronaldo in for Ings, Jota in for Bruno. Just do that. Son and Ings out, Gray and Lukaku in. Yep, that's a good transfer plan. You should have enough money for that as well. I think Son, out of all the premium options, there are better picks in Salah. Salah, Lukaku, they're nice. Also Ronaldo, of course. Gray has also got some good fixtures as well, yeah. That's true. Sanchez, Foster, Dunk, Bissaka, Ayling, Livramento, White, Son, Benrahma, Greenwood, Bruno, Mahrez, Antonio, Ings, Wilson. Not wildcarding 2 free transfers. As I said, I think Mahrez and Ings are the ones that have to depart. Will Pereira start? I think he will start, yeah. He has been given an 84% chance to start by Fix. Jimenez for Wilson, -4. Yep, that's probably worth. Greenwood or Torres till Game Week 7. Tough decision. Maybe Torres since he's playing more centrally than Greenwood. centrally than Greenwood. But he is a slight rotation risk. I think in terms of fixtures, you know what? Maybe go Greenwood in terms of fixtures. Is Ronaldo going to replace Greenwood? I doubt it. I think Greenwood's just going to be pushed out wide and Ronaldo will take the striker position. Lloris out, Pickford in, and I'll be on a -8. How's that? I probably wouldn't take a -8 to get rid of Lloris. If you're looking for a keeper, it could be worthwhile just going for a 4.5 keeper. I wouldn't take a -8 just to bring in a keeper. So maybe not. As a 5th defender, should I go Duffy as a good option or save the 0.1 and go for Williams? I think at that point, it doesn't really matter too much, to be honest. So guys, at the moment, I think we are going to be looking to bring in Calvert-Lewin. We are going to lock in the transfer on stream, as we did say that at the start of the stream. We've got to highlight the promise.
Head over to our community tab. Our final team was just posted over there, so go and have a look at that.
Yeah. Also, guys, if you haven't already, like the stream. If you guys did enjoy, we are probably going to wrap it up there. We'll confirm those transfers, bring in Calvert-Lewin instead of Ings for that -4. Lock it in. So that is most likely going to be the final team for Game Week 4. We've also posted on our Instagram. We'll try and answer a couple more questions here, then wrap up the stream. If you guys have any teams you want to submit to us on either Twitter and Instagram, DM us there and we'll offer some changes. Mate, referring to my other question, Ronaldo and Jota in is good, but I have too many Liverpool players then. So what should I do? Get in Torres or just wildcard? Yeah, you could go Ronaldo in, Greenwood in, or Ronaldo in, Torres in. That's probably what I'd do. Jubaya, as I said before, I'd get rid of Mahrez and get rid of Ings as your 2 free transfers. That's what I would do. And I'd probably bring in Calvert-Lewin for Ings or Jimenez for Ings, and then just bring in Jota for Mahrez. Saka as a 1-week punter transfer in Rafinha Game Week 5. If you back him in, Arsenal have got a good fixture. I can see that working. But I wouldn't really want to book in that many transfers just for Saka 1-week punt, so maybe not. Heard that Simicast may be starting. I'll just quickly check the predicted lineups for Liverpool. There has been a bit of news about that. I'll see what Fix has got for the Liverpool predicted lineup. That's probably the best judgment I got. At the moment, they've got Robertson, 76% chance to start. Aiden says Sanchez, Trent, Shaw, Ailing, Bruno, Salah, Rafinha, Barama, Greenwood, Antonio, and DCL. Good team, yeah, 100%. That's a nice team. I like that. Okay, guys. So if you have any further questions, DM us on Instagram or Twitter. We are going to wrap it up for the deadline stream. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in. I hope you guys did enjoy the stream. Once again, if you have any further questions, just DM us. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.